Second knot is called the surgeon's knot. Now, what we do with a surgeon's knot is connect two lines together. So most of the time, this is when you're going to add tippet to your leader. So you fished with your leader. We were talking about that yesterday. You're fishing with your leader. The leader, a 9-foot leader, is 7 feet of tapered line and then 2 feet of tippet. And as you cut back the tippet and you need to add more, this is the knot that you're going to use. Now, this is also the knot that there are many versions of. The others are much more complicated. You need, for instance, a nail knot. You need a tool. Blood knots are great knots. They're just a little more complicated. This is a very efficient and fast knot. Now, me, I'm the guy who wants to get back in the water, so I want to do the fastest thing I can. And this is a great knot for doing that. All right, so you have your two lines, like so, leader, tippet. And what we're going to do is overlap them, like so that it looks something like this. Now, you know, it's better to have more line in your hand to make a good knot than to short yourself. So give yourself plenty of room. Okay, so with the overlap, I always slide my hand back closer to this end because I'm going to wrap with this side. Okay, now come back this way and you're going to start by making an overhand loop, like so, and pinch it so that it looks like that. Okay, now all you're going to do a triple. This is called a triple surgeon. So you're going to wrap both of these ends together through there 3 times. So 1 together, 2 and 3. And now it should look like this. And all you're going to do now is pull the 2 together. Again, I would take the tag ends, secure them a little bit, and then draw all that together. Maybe I'll grab the tag ends one more time. And there is your knot. There's your triple surgeon's knot. Again, cut your tag ends. Now, one other thing I want to point out about cutting your tag ends. Now, that's too long of a tag end, but I've watched this happen where if you cut it too short and you did not secure the knot, it can come undone. So leave a tiny bit of tag. It's not gonna, when we're talking about this kind of line, it's not going to be a problem. And now I've attached my leader to my tippet. Okay, that's knot number 2. Now I'm going to lay that next to this other one because when we do the uni knot, we're going to do those again with 1 knot. All right, the next knot we're going to tie, this knot is called the perfection loop. Now, perfection loop can be used in a couple of different ways. So your fly lines, they come with a loop already on the line. Now, the nice thing about these is they're welded loops, like so. That's a welded loop. And it's at both ends of the line. And your leaders, like I showed you yesterday, leaders come with a loop in it. And so what's going to happen is over time, and the reason that I brought this to show you a loop-to-loop connection is if you do it wrong, this is when you might have to do it, is because you have cut through the end of your fly line. Or for whatever reason, your line breaks, your leader, and you have to tie a loop. Anyway, it's good to know a perfection loop when you need it. Okay, so to tie a perfection loop, now I'm just going to use all this because we're going to want to show this as big as possible. So start by just forming a loop and pinching it like so. Now you're going to take this end like so, and you're going to wrap around, but it's not like a tight wrap like so. What it is, it's a loose wrap because when you grab it like so, you've created a second loop. So let me back up and do that again. Kind of a loose loop like so, round and down in front like that, so that you know this is the front loop, that's the back loop. Now all you have to do now is take this line in your right hand and lay it between the two like that. Reach in between the first one, grab the second one, and pull. And there is your perfection loop. Now, the beauty of this perfection loop, if you see it, it is almost like a square knot, and it lays dead center. And if you have to do so now pretend like I just did that at the top of my fly line, because where it attaches to the leader, because I've damaged it somehow, I could actually tie that to create a new loop. That's called a perfection loop. Or I can tie that in order to make another loop at the butt section of my leader. All right, so I'll just grab the other end. We'll just do it one more time. Okay, make a loop, just form a loop like so. All right, that's your first loop. Make a loose turn around that loop, creating your second loop, which is going to sit in front of the back loop. Again, take the line in between the two, like so, reach through, grab the first loop, pull, secure both, and there is your perfection loop. Okay, now, one more time, I'm going to lay this aside, trim it. I'm going to lay this aside, so now we have three. So those are the three major knots that you want to learn.